Minecraft, a riddle wrapped in a mystery. That describes the beginning of today's episode, but I'll go ahead and spill the beans. I'm going to build something. Yeah, I build a new house and leverage some of the stuff that we've seen in the previous couple of videos in order to start laying the foundation for, yeah, some cool areas that we can do some fun experiments and playing around and being mean to monsters. So that will be really fun. So I hope you enjoy this. And yeah, there's been a bit of building and kind of talking episodes lately, and so after this I'm hoping to switch back to some exploring and spelunking and a few of those episodes. But let's go ahead and get started. I'm an awesome landscape house, and I am going to make myself a diamond axe. And you're probably saying to yourself, Brian, why are you making a diamond axe? And I'm so glad you asked. Well, the answer is actually pretty straightforward. It's because I plan to cut down a lot of trees. Okay, you're saying to yourself, Brian, you're going to cut down a lot of trees. Well, that's great. But why are you going to cut down so many trees? Well, actually, that's a really good question. That's the question you should have been asking in the first place. The answer to why I'm cutting down so many trees is actually another simple answer. It's because I'm going to need a lot of wood. I'll see you guys in a bit. Some of you might then ask, okay, but then what do you need all of this wood for? And to that I'll just have to answer, well, it's a surprise. You'll see. My goodness, this one tree has a lot of wood. Now leaving Awesome Landscape House, you might ask, well, Brian, where are we headed? To our destination, of course. I'll see you there. I've been applying my idea from the other day. If I step on this pressure plaid, watch what happens over here. I swap two pieces of grass with some pieces of wood, and then I can swap them back. And so the plan is to do that in a few different places on this plane, and then I'll have one trigger that I can swap out the lighting. The grass went away on that one. At daytime or nighttime. Right now it's wood, but imagine that this is glowstone. And so I could be looking down on this plane at night and watching a bunch of baddies, and then all of a sudden hit this and turn on a light switch and then be able to see very clearly what's on the plane. So that's the idea. Actually, the hardest part so far has been each individual mechanism is very easy, but then I had to figure a way to wire them all together. And so I have this big long trench that kind of is going to go to each individual unit to wire it up, I think. Yes. In any case, I don't want to bore you with all the details of redstone right now, but that's what I'm up to, so I'll see you in a little bit. It looks like an ordinary grassy plain at night, where you can hardly see anything. Are there bad guys down there? I think I see some sheep. But with the push of a button, zoom! Glowstone lights up out of the floor, illuminating the area, and we can see exactly what's down there. The first parts of my plan are finally coming to fruition. This is something I've been wanting to build for months, and now with the addition of pistons, I can finally do it. And so this is going to be super cool. The idea is I am going to let a bunch of bad guys spawn, and then I can turn the lights on so that you can actually see what's happening, and then I think I can come up with clever, mean things that I can do to the monsters once they're all out there. And so that is the general idea. I'll show you what's happening up here in a little bit. But yes, I just think that this is super cool, and pistons are just very fun. They are game-changing without being game-breaking. And yes, I am having lots of fun with them. So I will see you guys in a little bit. That is so cool. Here I am over at Cliffview. It may not surprise you to know that the limiting factor with my redstone and piston creations is redstone. I haven't been mining enough of it. I tend to just always pass it up, except in the last few episodes. And so as a result, I don't have very much of it. And so I am going to go back down into some of the old mines and caves that I haven't visited in a long time, and basically see if there's redstone lining the walls. And if so, I'm going to go carve it out, and if not, we might have to go spelunking for some more redstone. So I will see you guys in a little bit. It's amazing to me. I'm just going back through caverns, and there's gold and iron and redstone, and I just found a bunch more gold. Yeah, 6 more pieces of gold, and so I left a lot of stuff behind. And I'm sure many of you, like, in many, many episodes, were yelling at me when I was passing up ores as I was lighting up caverns. But yes, eventually, even if it ended up being, like 100 episodes later or something, here I am coming back and getting all these ores. All right, so I had a successful and productive trip down to my old obsidian mine near Cliffview. Let's see, where am I now? Yes, all right. I don't see any bad guys afoot. It is sometime during the day, early in the morning. Okay, I should keep an eye out for bad guys. In any case, let's take a look at what I managed to make out with. 14 gold, 16 iron, 2.5 stacks of redstone, some lapis. So all in all, pretty good. So I'm going to bring this stuff back to where I was working, the secret area, and I will see you guys back over there. I should mention that my time in the mines was without incident. I didn't see a single enemy, although I did hear a few. And I only a couple times came close to falling in lava. Hello, Ice House. We'll visit you again sometime soon. Alright, it's time for me to finally show you some of what I've been working on. So Landscape House and all that stuff is back here. And here is a new house that I have built on the sky, up with the sky rail. And so the rail just goes right through it. And it's not the most beautiful house yet, but I actually have been trying to build it to kind of look a little bit nice and working with some different materials. And so I don't love it, but we'll continue to work. Up here, there is this not so beautiful decorative hedge on the inside, as well as a sugarcane farm that I've been using, because eventually I want to put some bookshelves in here. There is currently a little sleeping bedroom that's all enclosed, where I have a furnace and a bed and a crafting table and a chest. And then I also have a chest over here in the floor with various stuff. And the magic stuff I've been working on is down here, and so we were taking a look at this before, but basically I can press this button, and doo-doo-doo-doo-doo, all those things go underground, and I can press the button again, and all the glowstone comes back up. And so that's the Crazy Piston project. In addition, for fast travel down, you may have seen this in a lot of other people's videos, but I have what I think is called a water break, where I can just jump off here and go whee! And not take fall damage because I have this water floating here, and once you go through the water, it like gets rid of all your fall damage, and so you like start falling again from there. Hello, chicken. Goodbye. Yes, and so basically for the water break, since we haven't talked about it ever before, let's go ahead and give a quick demo of what's happening there. It's nothing very exciting. Yeah, I have another pressure plate down here, and so when I was testing things down here, I had another way that I could set off the same switch. But basically, the water break, I have just kind of some floating bricks with signs. The signs, water is impenetrable to signs, and yeah, then it's just some still water that is sitting here, I think like 3 or 4 blocks hovering above the ground, and so you can jump off from any height, and when you jump through, basically, the water slows you down, and so then when you hit the ground, you don't take any fall damage. Nevertheless, as I was making this, I took lots of falls as I was first building it, and so the extent to which my armor is damaged right now is all from fall damage. Okay, and the sun's going down, and so that's going to be our next chance to take a look at this stuff. One other thing I'll point out while I'm down here is these crazy floating blocks with redstone torches on them are the way that my button communicates a redstone signal down to here. It comes down to here and then goes through this repeater down underground where all of the wiring for this stuff is. But we will check that out in a minute. Let's go ahead and climb the ladder back up. And yes, so basically I wanted to find an area in my world that had a nice flat grassy plain, and I already had one at this section of the sky rail. Just to give you a sense of where we are, Skelevator is just a bit to the north, and the Ice House is a bit north of that. And so we're kind of right in the middle of the sky rail, and then Landscape House and all that cool stuff, Wolf Brick House, are way down to the... I'm saying north, sorry. That is west and that is east, of course. You can see the sun setting over there. Yes, anyway. And so now, as it gets dark, we'll have some enemies spawn. And so, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and quickly collect some sugar cane. If that happens for a moment. Yeah, and eventually I'll probably like turn this into a nicer house area up here and put some other cool stuff in, perhaps. Wow, sugarcane goes fast. I just collected this and already these two guys have grown. But in any case, if I'm standing over here, I can look down and I can't tell if any enemies have spawned or anything, so I can, oops, I can right click on the button and turn on the lights, and okay, there's no one here right now. So I'll give the enemies a few minutes to spawn. Okay, so we're a bit into the night now, and so stuff has had a chance to spawn, and so if I turn on the lights, we can see some pigs, we can see some spiders, there's some skeletons over there that I'm not sure that you can see all that well. Yeah, and so that gives you a sense of what all is around, and so one can imagine then erecting some kind of trap, and I haven't decided what kind of trap yet, that then once I see all these bad guys lit up on the plane, I can do something mean to them, and yes, it'll be fun. So, in any case, that is the gist of that. I will go ahead and sleep for the night. And, oh, I should mention, I just kind of quickly pointed out kind of like this thing with the torches, that redstone torches that brings the redstone signal down. I found that in someone else's video, and so I'll link that video in the description to this one. It's a convenient way to get a redstone signal from way up here to way down there, and somewhat unintuitive, and so I'm glad I found that video that helped me out. And here's that same scene the next morning, and so now all the skeletons are on fire, all the spiders are roaming about, the pigs are still there. Fun, fun, fun. Yes, but this was a nice stretch of relatively flat, grassy area, and so as I have time, I'll install more lights kind of all around it. At the rate I'm going, I can install about 2 of these lights in one Minecraft day, so I don't know, whatever that is, 10 minutes or whatever. And yeah, at this point I have enough materials that I can make. Pistons are relatively cheap. They just take a little bit of iron and a little bit of redstone. And so yeah, I should be able to construct, I don't know, probably 10 more of them. And I have enough glowstone for that as well. And yeah, the actual hard part is actually just all the wiring to get it to hook up to one switch. But yeah, the individual light switches are not bad. All right. Yeah, I think I need to take a break from kind of like building and mechanism kind of stuff, because I've been doing that now for a few episodes, and yeah, find some other kind of exploring or spelunking or something to do. But yeah, let me know what you're thinking. Let me know what you think of this house so far. Like I said, it's not the most beautiful thing, but I've been trying to experiment with building with different materials and try to make things that's a little bit more pretty. And so I don't love this, but I also don't hate it yet. I still haven't figured out, brick didn't seem like it was going to look good here, and I have tons of bricks, and I would like to build something out of brick, but I don't know what yet. And so if you have suggestions, you can let me know. Otherwise, yeah, I'll just keep doing what I'm doing and try to do different things and keep things entertaining. So I'll see you guys in the future.